Welcome to the video everyone. In this video we'll be looking at what Google Colab is, how to use it, and what are the different things that you can do with it. So let's get started. Google Colab is a cloud-based platform that allows you to write, execute, and share your code all within your browser. That means you need not to worry about any of the complicated installation or your device compatibility. If you want a notebook that can document and run your code, then Google Colab is the all-in-one solution for you, my friend. And finally, irrespective of your device compatibility, through the free Google Cloud services, you can access the Google's GPU. Your code would be processed over there, and only the final output would be shown to you. So let's say in future you want to train your model with huge data. So Google Colab enables you to do that without needing any of the prior configurations. So that was all the jargon about Google Colab. Now let's move on to the interesting part where we'll be creating our very own first Google Colab notebook. Okay, so I'm at my browser now, and to create a notebook, I simply have to search for this. Welcome to Collaborators. Now I'll click on the very first link, and if signed in, it will redirect me to this page. So because I want to create a new notebook, I'll click here, and this would create a new notebook for me. Here we go. So here this IPYNB extension means that this is an integrated Python notebook. So let me rename it to something else. Let's call it my first notebook. Okay, this looks nice. So let's connect it to the servers. By clicking over here, it will get connected, or maybe you can just run any of the cell and it will get connected on its own. So while it is getting connected, I can see that there are two type of blocks over here. The first one is my code block. So I can write any code over here. Print hello, how are you doing? So let's check this. Yes, it is working. And I can have another type of block over here that is my text block. So whatever I want to write in a text, I can write over here. So it is my first time using Google Colab. And see, it worked. Now you can create multiple code blocks and text blocks over here. Okay, so now let's see what are the different type of things you can do with a text box. So here the very first option is to add a new section. Let's say I'm studying about operators and I'm adding a new section by the name operators. Inside this section, I can create multiple text blocks and code blocks. So let's say I'm creating this text block and here I'm writing there are three type of operators. Now again, according to my wish, I can collapse this section and can expand this section. Inside a section also, I can create multiple subsections. So let's say I want to create a subsection by the name arithmetic operators. Because it is a subsection, so I can use double hashes over here, arithmetic operators. And I can write something about arithmetic operators. So let's say here I have written some code. Similarly, I can add another subsection by the name logical operators. And similarly, according to my wish, I can add multiple code blocks and text blocks over here. If I want to add another subsection inside this subsection arithmetic operators, I can do that as well. So let's say I want to add one more subsection over here. So I can use three hashes over here and I'll just say addition operator. Okay. So inside this section operators, I can see from table of contents section over here. Inside this operator, there is a subsection arithmetic operators. And inside that arithmetic operator subsection, there is another subsection by the name addition operator. Now let's see what are the other things that you can do with it. Now let's say I want to bold my text. So to bold my text, I can enclose that inside double asterisk. So it's I have bolded my text. And if I want to make it italics, I can use a single asterisk. I have made my text italic. Let's say I want to quote something. So to quote something, I can enclose that thing inside a backtick. So here is the backtick, and I'm writing, I have quoted this text. So see, this is how it will look. And let's say I want to give a line break, so I can press enter over here and it will give a line break. Now we have seen how to create sections, how to make your text bold and how to make it italic. Now the next option is to format your text as a code. So if you want to format your text as a code, so you can use triple backticks for that. Print hello world. Print how are you doing. So see, this is how it is looking. Now the next option is to insert a link over here. So let's say I click on this and here it will give me the option to put a link text over here. So I'm putting YouTube and let me give some hyperlink over here, youtube.com. So whenever I'll click on that, it will redirect me to youtube.com. Now the next option here is to insert an image. So let's say I want to insert some image over here. So I'll select any image, I'll open that and see the magic. Do not get scared by this ugly looking thing from here. It's just the representation of your image. And see, you can see that first we bolded our text, we made it italic, we have quoted something, we have written a code, we have given a hyperlink, and we have inserted an image. We have few more options. This is just to quote a text. It is the next option is to add a numbered list. To add a numbered list, you can just put one dot apple, two dot banana. On the right hand side, you can see how it is. If you want a bullet list, so for that, you can either use this hyphen over here. I used hyphen for bullet list, or you can either use asterisk. Both will serve the same purpose. I used asterisk for bullet list. Next, if you want to make a line, so to make a line, you can just put three hyphens over here and it will represent a line. Alternatively, you can put three asterisks over here and it will also represent a line. See, now the next option is about latex. So this code supports latex as well. And if you do not know what latex is, so it is just a way to format your text. So let's say I want to write A equal to B plus C over D. How I can write that? So one of the option could be, because it is a mathematical equation, so I can put that thing inside this dollar symbol and I can write A is equal to, now it has to be a fraction, right? So to call a fraction, I'll just have to do backtick and frac. Now for numerator, I'll put that inside this bracket, and for denominator, I can put that thing inside. Okay, we wanted B plus C, right? So B plus C, and for denominator, we can put like this. And now close it with dollar symbol over here, and now you can see it is formatted in this way, A equal to B plus C by D. Now if you want to center this thing, you can put two quotes over here and that would center it. See, now let's say you want to use symbols like alpha, beta, gamma. That also you can call using this latex. So I want to write alpha is equal to, let's say, beta to the power gamma. So I can write beta to the power gamma. And let's see how it is looking. See, it is getting represented over here. So this is how you can format your code using latex. Now it's up to you that how you are exploring this latex formatting. For that, you can search that on Google, and any symbol you want to write, any format you want to write, you can just Google it and it will show you the way to do that. Now, moving on to the next option, let's say you want to insert an emoji. So for that, you can click on this icon over here, or alternatively, you can just put a colon and it will show you different options. So let's say I want to add an airplane, I'll just click on it and see I've added an airplane over here. So these were the different things that you could do to format your text. Now moving on to the next thing, that is how you can insert a table. So to do that, let's say I want to have my month name and my saving as the header. So because this is a header and I want to separate it from the rest of the data, so I can put a line over here and one more hyphen, this. So now let's say my month name is January and my savings are 200. My month name is February. My savings are 100. So see, this is how your table would look. So now if you want to center align or right align your column, you can easily do that. So let's say I want to center align my column. I just put two columns over here and it would center align it. And if I just want to right align it, I'll remove one column from here and it would right align it. So you can see the changes on the right hand side. So now let's see what are the different options that are available here in the Colab. So if you want, you can move your cell up or down. You can delete your cell. You can add some comments over here. Here you can see the table of contents part. You can search for any variables. You can check how many variables do you have. And finally, if you want to upload a new file, you can do that from here. If you want to create a new file, you can also do that from here. For that, you just have to do a right click and it will give you the option to add a new file or a new folder. So let's say I'm adding this new file, that is hello.txt. So see, it will create a new file for me and later I can add few text over here. So I'm writing inside the file hello.txt. See, other than that, if you want to save your file and if you want to do other things, you can check these options over here. And finally, coming to this part, that if you want to share your notebook, how you can do that. So you can just click over here and share my notebook, and it will give you the options, provide the links, or you can restrict the access as well. So let's say I want to share this with every student of IIT Madras, everyone who is associated with IIT Madras, I can choose this option. And I want everyone to be a viewer only. So if you give the editor permission, then the person would be able to edit your collab as well. So I don't want to do that. As of now, I'm just giving the viewer permission. But if you want to give the editor permission, let's say you and your friend are working on it, so then you can do that. And finally, I can copy the link, click on done, and I can share this link with anyone. So usually in the live sessions, we share the collab link with you guys. I'll just give you an idea of how it looks. So see, you will be given a link of the spreadsheet where you can find collabs of different sessions. So let's say I want to check this collab over here. I just click on it and here it is. So finally, let's come to the part where we'll be sharing some tips and tricks related to Colab. So it is going to be based on my experience that how I used to use it during my time. So see, if you want to make your notes, so you can do that as well. It's just the class notes. Similarly, I had a notebook for instructor notes as well. So it got little messy in the end because it had content of lot of weeks. But what you can do is you can create multiple notebooks for each week. So let's say you have a notebook for week one lectures, you have notebook for week one instructor sessions, and you have a notebook for week one TA sessions. So this is how you can do that. If you want to access these things, you can easily do that from your Google Drive. Now, isn't it a lot of work that you'll have to prepare this entire notebook for yourself? So first thing is that you can easily practice from here. And second thing is I'll just be sharing a shortcut that I use during my time. So what you can do is you can split your screen in half. On one side, you can have the recorded lecture, or you can have a live session, or on the other side, you can open your Colab notebook where you are practicing. So this will serve two purposes. The first one is you are coding along with the prof or the instructor or the TA. So you are doing the practice. And the second is you are making your notes at the same time. So it will not be a lot of work for you. So we'll be concluding this video on this note. All the best and happy learning.